quick fixes for muscle building and why they do not work.
Amazing!
What's up guys, Matt Dashu here from Blue Star Nutraceuticals at the Blue Star Nutraceuticals training facility. Now listen, I've been in this industry now for about 26 years. I've been working out since I was 14 years old. And I would be lying if I told you that probably 1,000, if not more people haven't come at me assuming that I had some sort of quick fix that it's been super easy for me to get this way. And let me tell you that training consistently, working hard is always gonna be the best thing that you can do. So the points I'm gonna go over for you guys today are critically important. They're gonna be massively productive for you. If you adhere to these points that we're giving you, you will get results. And if you train consistently, you will get results. But if you aim for quick fixes, I promise you, you're always gonna end up in the hole at the end of the day. Let's just get into it and start talking about some of these points. All right, guys, now listen, this is the fitness industry we're talking about. And let's be honest, the fitness industry is rife with all sorts of quick fixes. So it's kind of important that you be able to determine what is a quick fix versus what's going to allow you to get quick results, because a lot of times we're aiming to get quick results as well. Typically, as a rule of thumb with quick fixes, that's exactly what you're gonna hear about, getting massive results in short amount of time. Usually that should trigger you to have an exclamation point right off the hop, be a little bit worried. The other thing is with quick fixes, a lot of times, there's gonna be a question in your head as to whether there's some health implications that revolve around that as well, okay? So if there's any question in your head about whether something is going to be good for you or not specifically, that might be an indication that it's a quick fix. And lastly, most quick fixes are simply not gonna be sustainable. These aren't things that you're gonna think about doing for long periods of time. In the training game, if you wanna get good results, you have to assume that you're gonna have to be consistent, you're gonna have to be working at this for a long period of time. So if you're thinking for any reason that none of this stuff is sustainable, then you know for a fact that it's probably gonna be a quick fix. On that note, let's get into quick fix number one. All right, guys, the first one we're gonna talk about today is crash dieting. And guaranteed you've heard about these before. Most of the times people think about crash dieting when they're trying to lose fat fast. These might work in the short term, but typically as a result, the problem with crash dieting is that you are going to rebound. Almost every single crash diet plan that you could think about doing is gonna have a rebound effect. So what I mean by that is you might get quick results and it might seem like a good idea at the time, but as soon as you change course and go back into something more sustainable and something more towards what you're used to, not only will you lose all of the gains that you made or put on, the pounds that you've taken off, but chances are you're gonna rebound and put on even more. And usually the reason is because you've created a situation in your body where your body thinks you're starving. And if your body thinks you're starving, it's gonna try to save your life by slowing down your metabolism. So quickly cutting out a ton of calories to try to cut fat fast is not gonna work that way. Because chances are you're gonna lose muscle, all right? The aim is fat loss, not weight loss. Weight loss includes muscle loss. As soon as you're losing muscle, your insulin sensitivity is gonna be off. It's gonna be harder for you to burn fat. And obviously you're losing muscle. That's what we're here for, is to gain that stuff. So let's make a point not to do that. So that's the first quick fix. You want to avoid crash dieting at all costs. All right, guys, the next quick fix is supplement dependency. Now look, obviously at Blue Star, we do make world-class supplements, so I'm not saying that supplements do not help. However, if you're ever in a position where you think that you have to have supplements in order to get results, then you know you're going in the wrong direction. Supplements are super helpful and they can be super convenient and they can actually be more cost-effective than eating all the time, but there is no replacement for good nutrition, adequate rest, and hard training. All right, guys, the next quick fix is overtraining. Now, I know this probably seems counterintuitive because overtraining doesn't seem like a quick fix, but I want you to think of it in the terms of procrastinating, studying for your exam, and leaving it till the last night, okay? Overtraining can happen in a very quick amount of time, assuming that you're leaving things till the last minute. So let's say you're trying to get that beach bod right before the long weekend, and you start training for it 4 days before the long weekend. You can't just train 4 or 5 hours a day and get great results without negative effects happening. Usually those negative effects are gonna mean that you're actually gonna put on more fat, you're gonna lose muscle, and you're gonna potentially injure yourself. So you wanna make sure that you're avoiding the quick fix of overtraining in terms of leaving things to the last minute. Remember, with this game, consistency is key. There are no real quick fixes, and you're gonna have to continue to work your ass off. If you wanna gain muscle, avoid overtraining. All right, guys, the next quick fix are fad workouts and fad equipment. I'm sure everyone has seen shake weights before, Thigh Masters, the machines that zap our abs and give us a 6-pack in a week. All of these things really look great on the surface, but at the end of the day, again, there's no consistency, there's no training effort, you're gonna get very limited results. Anytime you have some type of fad equipment or fad personality, I know on YouTube, Instagram, I see it all the time, these booty building workouts. A lot of times these people have never necessarily put in the work themselves. They just maybe have played a sport or something, or maybe they have nice genetics fix as a result of what they were doing previously ended up with something that now they're trying to package and sell to you as though they actually know what they're doing. Maybe it's a workout, maybe it's a piece of equipment. You have to keep in mind that anything that comes with little work is just not going to yield great results. So at the end of the day, if you want to get big and you want to get jacked, avoid fad workouts and avoid fad equipment. All right, guys, now look, protein supplements are a fantastic way to make sure that you get enough protein in throughout the day. I want you to be getting 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And if you're having a hard time doing that with whole foods, protein supplements like Iso Smooth from Blue Star Nutraceuticals are the way to go. 30 grams of protein per scoop, no junk fillers, and they taste amazing. Don't forget the protein and make sure you take Iso Smooth every day. All right, guys, the next quick fix, and probably one of the most common, I would refer to as extreme measures. So extreme measures could be classified as dipping into performance enhancing drugs or having surgeries, procedures done that essentially are going to end up doing the work for you. Now, I don't have to probably tell most of you that these things come with serious health consequences. Performance enhancing drugs, outside of the fact that if you're competing, they're not allowed, they're going to come with serious health consequences that can affect potentially your ability to please your partner, potentially your ability to ever get big and strong again, because it can mess up your hormonal systems, serious implications on your heart function, on your mood, they can be brain altering. So these are things that you really want to think about. As for surgeries, they might take away the body fat, they might make things a little bit easier in the short term, but in the long term, if you haven't changed your approach, if you haven't made any sustainable changes, there's a good chance that you're going to end up going back to the place that you were before. Best thing to do is just to stay away from them altogether. And again, if you want to get big and jacked, you got to train hard and you got to be consistent. That's the most important thing. All right, guys, so instead of quick fixes, what you need to be thinking about are some alternative approaches. So instead of crash dieting, we want consistent meal planning with good, healthy, whole foods on a regular basis. Okay, so typically what I'm shooting for is anywhere from 3 to 4 full meals a day, sometimes with 2 snacks, protein shake, meal replacement shake, that type of thing. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're getting a lot of whole foods instead of just starving yourself. Now, remember when I said before that the quick fix of these fad diets sometimes is that you'll starve yourself, your body will rebound. Think of your metabolism like a furnace. If you continue to put fuel in there, the furnace keeps burning, the fire keeps burning. So your body is very much the same way. We've got an adaptive metabolism. If our body thinks that we're starving, it's going to slow down the metabolism. That's the adaptive part. If we provide lots of good whole food that isn't terribly calorically dense, which means I'm not eating Big Mac meals with supersized fries, but I might have, a steak with a salad instead. I'm getting lots of bulk with less caloric density, and I'm getting lots of micronutrients that I need. That's going to be one of your best nutritional alternatives to any type of crash dieting. Yeah. The opposite of quick fix in terms of the gym is going to be progressive overload combined with proper form. You cannot get good at something without doing a lot of it. I think we all know that. And taking time to get proper form and all your exercises inside the gym is going to yield better muscle building benefits for you in the long term. And it's going to reduce the chance of you getting hurt. So no, it's not a quick fix. It's going to be consistency. It's going to be a lot of effort and a lot of work, but in the long run, you're going to get a lot more benefit. The other thing is progressive overload. In case you haven't caught it in previous videos, progressive overload is just our ability to continue to challenge the body by increasing the weight and increasing the amount of sets as we get stronger. So again, the quick fix might be just racing towards some big high number, trying to crush out some massive weights, but instead what I'm going to be doing is sticking to my rep ranges, my prescribed rep ranges within my program. If it's 8 to 10 reps for 3 sets, if I can't get all 3 sets with 10 reps, I'm going to stay at that weight until I finally can. If I easily get all 10 reps in all 3 sets, then I'm going to up the weight so that next time I might be, say, 10, 9, 8. Okay, so progressive overload isn't a terribly complicated topic, but it's a super important and very powerful alternative approach that you can use as opposed to any quick fixes inside the gym. All right, guys, tail end of my workout here, and I want to hit home with a couple more points. The name of the game with training is consistency. You need to be patient with your workouts. You can't just rush anything. There are no such thing as quick fixes that aren't going to give you potential risks, potential harms, and they're going to be sustainable methods for you to continue to gain or keep muscle mass. Rest and recover is super important. Don't rush your gains. Do the best that you can, but also make sure that you're giving yourself at least 2 to 3 days to recover each muscle group after you hit it. And outside of that, again, consistency is key, guys. I've been doing this for 26 years now. First couple of years I worked out, I had no clue what I was doing. I was using 10-pound dumbbells for 300 rep sets of bicep curls. I was trying to do things to get good at arm wrestling. all that fun stuff. But really, I had no clue what I was doing. But at the end of the day, I was consistent. I kept training, I kept at it. And after years and years of work, I got what you see now. Hopefully, you guys will gain a lot faster than that, especially if you use these points. And that's why we make these videos at the end of the day, because we want you to get the results that we got a hell of a lot faster than how we got them. Okay guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. If there's anything you thought I missed or anything you want to add, please throw it in the comments section. Outside of that, hit like and subscribe. And until next time guys, train hard, stay strong. All right, guys, thank you for joining us for another Blue Star Nutraceuticals training video. And remember, if you want to continue to build muscle and burn fat, we've got awesome content here and here. And if you hit the subscribe button right here, I promise you we'll be putting out 2 videos every single week that'll help you reach your muscle building goals. And remember, we're not just a YouTube channel, we also make award-winning supplements. So no matter what your goal, whether it's to build muscle or burn fat, we've got the supplement for you. So check us out at bluestarnutraceuticals.com.